what is a Nuwaupian? Do they believe what Christian believe? What the difference? Okay, let me answer that from Ronnie Love. No. Um, well, the first thing is we don't believe, right? We deal with facts, actual facts. That's why we have a whole series of books called Actual Facts, authored by the master teacher partner Bab Yanun Dr. Malachi Z. York. There's a big difference because Christians, and I know somebody in the comment was saying that, but just do your research. That word was coined, Christian was coined in Antioch, and the person they refer to as Jesus or Jesus, which is really two Roman and Greek gods put together. Go and look at the image of Zeus. That's where you get Jesus or Jesus from. That term, Christian, was coined. He never knew that term, right? So there is no such thing as a Christian other than what came way, way after. And Constantine, which was an emperor, he was the one that made everybody a Christian. And as I said, you look at the word anti in front of that. Christ is separate from Christian. Christ deals with karast from the ancient Egyptian, because all the prophets, everybody went to Egypt. Everything ties to Egypt, and everything is black. When you look at Kush, when you look at Ethiopia, when you look at Ham, from the Kemet, from chemistry, because they dealt with alchemy. Yeah, so Jesus went to Egypt until he had to come back for his bar mitzvah. He came back at the age of 12, right? You had Moses was supposedly in a basket in ancient Egypt. This story became the story of Rome, because when you look at how you had two, Remus and Romulus, who Rome, you can hear Romulus in Rome, he founded Rome and he killed his brother Remus. And this is where, again, you look at the story, it goes, all the stories of monotheistic religions go back to ancient Egypt. So Abraham went to Egypt. Joseph and his family ended up in Egypt. Everybody goes to Egypt. Why? Because this is where the stories are grafted from, to give them some type of validity and authenticity, or to make them authentic. So we're saying, like, if your name is not Michael, and you're walking down the road and someone's going, Michael, Michael, you're just going to continue walking. He never knew that term, right? So it's a made up term. Not only that, Christianity is 2,000 years old. Yeah, the Old Testament, what they call the Old Testament or the Torah, according to their scholars and experts, it's only 4,000 years old. So the entire, what you're calling Christendom, goes back only 6,000 years. And Islam is even younger, with 1,400 years. So they're tiny in terms of looking at millions and millions of years ago, right, where beings have existed on this planet. So yeah, this is not, that Wes Huff and Billy Carson, man. That's the Great White Hope. That's not going to work here, because you can't expect a 2,000-year-old religion to be the being all, when there are, like I said, many cultures that predate religion and predate what you're calling Christianity. Yeah, the Mayans, the Zoroastrians, the Sumerians, the ancient Egyptians, the Native Americans. We can go on the Yoruba. All of these predate and have writings and a culture way, way before Christianity was a New Testament, a renewed testament, trying to change from the Old Testament, telling you, oh, you can do this now based on Paul's writings. And Paul was a deceiver. He was a liar. He says that himself in his own books. So, we don't play that game. And there's so many different scriptures, or like fake scriptures, fake writings that are made to seem to be authentic, when we know for a fact they're not. They're mixing the fake with the real. Excavations and tablets, Sumerian tablets, many tablets in Iraq, ancient Babylon, have been found. So a lot of information has been revealed. And even that, if you search what's the oldest Bible, you're going to come up with the Codex Sinaiticus, right? Someone's ringing me on my other phone constantly. Yeah, which the curse or the tis, when you see like Atlantis or Sinaiticus, and you got the Vatinicus, which is dealing with the Vatican's version, the us at the end, US, or the TIS, this dealing with Greeks, right? Yeah. So yeah, we don't play that game. We go millions and millions of years before what you're calling Christianity. So yeah, let's just keep moving with actual facts.